Oh, on a side note, I'm 64. I don't give a shit anymore. Caution, viewer discretion is advised. Alright, if I turn the camera on and do this while you're watching, it's not going to turn out. Anyway, the pizza's done in the oven. Time to go get my little pizza. Problems here. Yay, this. Yeah, where's the hole? Come on, Jeff. Where is it? Right there, Jeff. Yeah, this ain't working. I was gonna get on there where I can do it. Yeah. Come on. Nope. Come on. Ow. Richard. One or not. Away. Holy. That didn't go on as planned. Cam gear fell on. That sucker didn't. I got the cam in that far, but I'm gonna wait for help. It was easy to put it in that far, but I can't go in anymore because I won't be able to support the other end. So Jake's over helping Matt right now hauling rocks, so he's gonna be over here in a minute and help me. So you're gonna be able to grab it somewhere where you don't gonna pinch your fingers.
Right in there for now.
I'll support as much as I can here. Tell me when you want me to go or stop.
Come ahead.
Can't get my, I'm not getting my bearing. There you go. Okay, we're gonna hit this so that, is it gonna go from one to the other now, or?
It's gonna be the whole way, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Alright, that's good. I'll have to line the timing marks up now. Alright, so Sunday, out here with Mr. Griff, hiding bones. He don't like ceiling fans. Scared of them. Anyway, I think he wants to go back to the house. I'm feeling a little better. I have done absolutely nothing all day Saturday. Did a lot of sleeping. I think maybe I'm whipping this cough. Are you ready to go? You gonna go back to the house? Huh? Do I have to come? Okay, I'll come. There he is. Been waiting for you. I got one more bone. Another one? There you go. So I had a guy send me an email. He takes care of his wife. She loves Mr. Griffey, so I told him I'd include more Mr. Griffey in my videos. So this is for you, Lori. She painted a nice picture of Mr. Griffey. I'll post that up right here. Mr. Griffey's bored today, so he came out to the shop with me. He loves hiding bones. He's trying to bury that one over there. Looks like he's having problems. You getting it? You know, if you dig a hole with your front paws and then push the bone in there. Now he's got a dirty nose. Come here. Oh, you gonna try it again? You gonna get it this time? I see the bone. I get it. It's funny to watch him try to bury stuff. Yeah, it looks like we're just gonna eat that one, dirt and all. How's that dirt tasting, Mr. Griff? He loves being outside. Anyway, this is Fort Griffey here. And this is where he likes to spend his time in the winter. Doesn't like the house, it's too hot for him. So you usually catch him sleeping up next to the front door with his paws up against it. He seems to like the cold. And when he comes in our bedroom, he'll sleep up against the French doors. They're glass, and he'll be rolled right up against there with his paws up against it. You'll find him upside down. He's a good dogger. Likes his bones. Alright, we're back in the shop now. So I got my front seal installed, and originally I just pushed it down flush with the front, and so I've got 2 black marks on the crank. If I take the seal installer and I push it all the way till it comes up against the snout, that's where the back of the sleeve would be, and this would be the front. But this right here is the groove where the seal was wearing, and you got a little teeny bit here where the front pulley adapter goes, and then you've got your dampener that goes on there. So I took a straight edge off of here and did a little calculating and measuring, and I discovered in order for this to work correctly, I have to push this all the way down in here. And then this is a dust seal, and you got to have at least 10 thousandths clearance between the dust seal and the seal so that it doesn't sit here and run and get hot. And this fits fairly snug on the end of the crank, so you need to push that on square. So I can't really remember what I came up with last night. I should have wrote this down. Since I haven't been feeling good, I just haven't gave a crap. But I got to push the wear sleeve on, and I don't know if you can see it, but right there is about where all the farther that pulley that runs the alternator goes on. So I really need the wear sleeve just barely past that. And then when I put the seal on, it's going to run somewhere in here, right around about where that wear ring groove, where the seal has wore the groove in the crank. Now I've been putting the cover on without a gasket. I don't know how much that's going to add, but as long as I get this wear sleeve in that department, that gives me quite a bit of room for that lip to sit and work correctly. And because of the way these seals are designed, you put these on with absolutely zero lubrication. if you put some lube on there, they're not going to work. I don't understand the engineering behind that, but that's what Cummins says, and I confirmed that with Brian. He said, yeah, don't put any lube on it. So the way I'm getting around installing this seal without the tool is because my front cover is already off. So I can go ahead and install the wear sleeve and put the seal in the housing. This piece right here, let me show you. This is another front seal. This plastic piece will go up over the crank, and once you go on with the seal, it will slide over that plastic and the lip goes on. And the reason I have another seal, I also have an extra rear seal. I'm going to show you that. So this came with a box of stuff I got off eBay from a guy. It's original Cummins stuff, but it's dated 2004. And yeah, it might have been all right, but it may not have lasted. Who knows? It's like, back in 04, maybe rubber products were pretty dang good compared to today. I might be going backwards. This is a brand new one. This one was made in January of 2025, according to the box. Usually what I do is just take this stuff and ooze it on here pretty thick, like that, and then just take it, wipe it around. And after I go on with it, I can clean all this up. Okay, I need to clean the inside of that ring up. This is covered in some kind of a anti-corrosive rust stuff. Pretty dirty. It's also coated on this side. We'll clean this off. So this is a PAI wear sleeve. The back one is a genuine Cummins. I don't really think it makes any difference, does it? They're the same. Although this one doesn't look too smooth on the front edge like the back one was. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Didn't want to do that. It's hard to see if we're straight here. Looks like we're not. Gonna go in on the bottom. There we go. Now we're started. So this is going to be the fun part, measuring this, and you can't really measure from the back here, I don't think, because it could be distorted. But anyway, that's you can see that's all the farther that pulley goes on, right about there. So I'm just a little bit past that line, which is perfect. That's gonna put the seal right in the middle where I want it. So Jeff wins eventually, I guess. Okay, we ain't got a lot of battery left in the camera, so I got to do this first time right. And I don't know exactly how you do this and get them flopped in there. without taking the gaskets out. There we go. Come on, baby. There we go. Come on. All right. It's in. Number one is in. Take these off again to change gaskets, so we'll just put them in the way they are. For now. Okay, Jeff, come on. That gasket, yeah, damn gasket came off the dowel. Get back on there, sucker. There we go. Okay, that one's in. So now I gotta go get the other gasket. This is supposed to be a 37. Let's see how accurate that is. .41. I guess once you torque them down, they'll compress and fit. Okay, Jeff wins. 1, 2, 3. All right, Tom Candor, this is for you. Thank you for aggravating me and telling me I'm hard-headed, because you said that. I'm on a mission from God to do these myself. So here's the skinny. I was sick, frustrated, tired, didn't want to mess with them, gave up. So I came back. It's been a long time since I've used my kit. So one of the things I discovered is you put new carbides in, and oh baby, does it cut now. So in just a short amount of time, I've cut myself down to less than 50 thousandths less to go, and I'm going to be there. So the one cutter that I need new bits for is my 60-degree, and they're a different kind of tooth for a reason. And all the replacement teeth I have are like this. And then I also found out that this one here, the TC251, or no, it's the TC251 LC, these are very aggressive on hard seats. So I'm probably gonna take the ones out of my 45 and my 15 and put those aggressive ones in and see how they work. But just replacing the blades in this 45 has made all the difference in the world. And then what I'm doing to run this, instead of that stupid monkey organ grinder, I just take my Milwaukee and put it on here and turn it. Now you can hear this one screeching and whining because the blades are no good. I gotta have new blades. And the problem is, those gotta come all the way from Michigan. So unless I have them next day, it's gonna be a while. It's still cutting. Still cutting good. You can see the three angles. You got a 15, 45, and a 60. So what I do is I go 60, and I get it fairly wide. Come back up, go to the 45 till it gets wide, then go with the 15. Check it again, and just doing that once, I took 30 thousandths off. So I don't think this is going to take as long as I anticipated. There's still going to be a bunch of work, but it's going to be done, and it's going to be done right. So that's where I am. So I'll put you here and let you watch for a bit. I know it's boring. So I'm going to do a 15 now. You don't have to turn these very fast at all. About 70 RPM is max. You can see the flakes building up there. My biggest problem is I can't find a dang socket that's made straight. And so it wobbles around, drives me crazy. So that's widened out quite a bit. So then I'm going to go to my 45. This is a combination one. It's 45 here and 30 here. But I'm not really going to use the 30. I'm going to use 15, 45, and 60. Because it really outlines the different angles. See how fast and how wide that became? Nothing flat. So let's narrow it back up on the top. So that narrowed it up pretty damn quick. So just out of curiosity, let's pull this, put the valve in. That's a new virgin valve. I'm not using the same one. All right, so we are reading 40 thousandths. It was like 51 or 2 before. So in just that little bit that I showed you right there, I've taken 10 off. So I'm going to bet money by the end of today this head's done. It is, what time is it, Jeff? Come on, phone. It is 2 o'clock. So by the end of today, I should have this head done. And if I stay out here late tonight, I should be able to possibly maybe wipe out another head. I mean that in a good way. I don't mean that in a bad way. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. Hey, good morning, everybody. I had an interesting conversation yesterday with Scott Weeks. He's a guy I know down in Utah. And we were kind of talking about my channel and YouTube and just social media in general. I've noticed my views are way down. I noticed everybody's views are down, even larger channels. And I was telling him this story about how when I was backing under the lowboy trailer to pick up the D9, I threw Matt my phone and it had a broken camera lens. The video isn't real good. And I said, here, just take a video. So he videoed me backing under. I put it on Instagram. It has over 13 million views on Instagram. Well, when it hit like 2.7 million on Instagram, I went, wow, what's going on here? So as an experiment, I put it on YouTube. And I titled it 2.7 million views on Instagram. And that video on YouTube now has over 6 million views. And my point of telling him this was, it's a 9-second video. And people's attention spans have now been reduced to 9 seconds or less. And it's kind of sad because everybody's doing this, looking for the next. And this is what I told him. I says, they're looking for tits. They don't see tits, they scroll on. And I don't mean literal. I just mean figuratively. So video really has to catch their attention. And, you know, nobody wants to see somebody saying, hey, good morning, internet, blah, 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 it's a great day. They just want to get to the meat right now. And it's kind of a sad commentary on our society. And my channel is more about education. I'm pretty diversified. You watch us move dirt, haul equipment, repair stuff. Right now I'm working on the N14. So I just want to go through some comments about that. I thought I'd get way more views overhauling this engine, but again, it goes back to people just want to see tits. They just want to see that thing come out and a new one go back in. Now I'm not talking to everybody. I know a lot of people want to watch it and see how it's done methodically. A lot of viewers always tell me I'm really good at explaining things and I go into quite a bit of detail. Sometimes I get really windy and I have to edit all that stuff out because there's just not time for it. I mean, if I left everything in, it'd be a 2-3 hour video of what went on during the day. So I just figured it'd be of more interest to people because I've never done a Cummins, and so I'm getting some comments. One guy asked me, if I figured out my time and my time's worth money, what this is going to cost me versus just taking it somewhere else and having it fixed. Well, if I do that, there'll be no videos, and it goes back to the tits thing. Is my time worth something? Sure is, but right now Matt and Jake are out working. I'm in the shop. This is what I'm doing now. It's drug on and it's taken a long time. We're basically a month of wasted time just because my crank sat for a month and nothing happened. And so I'm not working on this every day. I'm off doing other things. Like this morning I need to go look at a job. Spent a lot of time on the phone. Been doing book work and taxes so I can take care of that. My patriotic duty, pay my taxes. Oh, Butthead Smith says, as a tribute to our new president's initiative, I'm starting a new ISO standard, American ISO BR 549. Old shit that works and whatever you like. Use your own subsection number. Only requirements is you have. Piss off at least one dumbass. I'm fair game too. Thanks for posting, Jeff. Glenn Goslin says, Jeff, I enjoy watching your videos and hard work. You are a great mechanic. I would love to watch you wrench. Well, you get to see it here all the time, but if you want to come here personally and do it, I guess you can. Somebody told me to get some ivermectin, cure my cold. Yeah, it's still here. I'm still coughing. I'm feeling better every day. Let's see. Mr. Toe Monster, have you figured out the amount of time you have into this, from pulling the engine to taking it apart and putting it back together, including calling about parts and getting parts and all the little things along the way, then put a price on your time and then out a price on what a machine shop or engine builder would charge? Don't get me wrong, if you had got a reman engine, you probably wouldn't have gotten as good a job as you're doing. Yeah, that was exactly my point. Is I'm pretty anal about stuff, and you saw I spent a lot of time getting the paint off. Yesterday I went out and sandblasted the oil pan and a whole bunch of other parts because I want them nice and clean, and I want the paint to stick, and I want it to look good forever. I can't stand to just do a half-assed job and throw it together. When I finish a job, I don't ever want to crawl back into that again. I don't want to make a mistake. And that's why I'm always asking Brian questions, and they may seem stupid and it makes me look like I don't know what I'm doing. But through all these videos, what I want to show is how much work this is and what it costs. Now, Scott the other day sent me a picture of a guy down where he's at in Utah, had a Cummins X15, IXX, whatever, had it completely rebuilt by the Peterbilt dealer. The bill on that was $61,000. Would it cost that much to do an N14? I'm betting if I took it somewhere and had somebody do it, you're going to be into it 30, 40, pretty easy. So it's a lot of work. I'm showing you that. It'll be worth it in the long run because I'll do it and I'll do it right. I like this one. G-Dub says, if your nose gets raw and sore, put a little preparation H ointment on your finger. It'll heal it right up. I've never tried that. Norman Nichols says, do it your way, Jeff. Get well soon. Next engine build, D9. Did you weld up your rippers? No, it's been too cold for that. Jake will probably tackle that this summer when it's nice and warm, because you got to preheat them and keep them warm. And then we don't ever weld or use a cutting torch in the shop. That's verboten. So we'll be doing that outside. Everybody liked my Mexican music. I get all my music off of Epidemic Sound. And Flyboy says, dang Jeff, now I want an enchilada. YouTube Awesome says you spent a lot of time on the liner O-ring lube. Did I? Well, they used to send a paper that said clean engine oil and install with no more than 15 minutes. Later, that all changed. We used to use Joe's hand cleaner, Gojo, which also works on hydraulic cylinder packing. That blue rag would have cost you how many thousands? That's funny, because what I did was I was sitting there working on tightening the rods or something, and it was dripping some of that secret sauce in there, big puddle, and I just stuck it on that to absorb it. And it's interesting. Cameras always come in easy. Yeah, I could have forgot it, but what I did is I just lifted up the sheet and looked in there, and when I tipped the block up, it fell out, and there it was. Well, he says, on a more serious note, though, was your camshaft key offset? No, it wasn't. Almost all the mechanical engines are. This one wasn't. He says the fuel pump drive gear likes to wear out on the splines. Yeah, the splines look really good. I know the power steering ones were shot the first time we did it. Hey Jeff, enjoying the new Mexican polka. It's a change-up. John Deere Man says, I have a John Deere 8.1 out of a tractor tore down right now with delaminating piston on one cylinder, 2,200 hours and bad piston. Well, that's the other issue is, you know, it's taken me a while to accumulate parts, and that's why I bought that $300 cam on eBay. It was a genuine Cummins cam, old surplus stock, and I wanted something good and reliable. Now those crank seals and stuff, they were from '04. That's a rubber product. Rubber doesn't last forever, so I opted to get some newer stuff. But you know, it's tough to get quality parts now. Jeff, seeing the bit of blue wipe reminded me of a product by DuPont called Sonterra EC wipes. Extremely low linting with better tear resistance than ordinary wipes. Excellent product for use where you don't want any remnants left behind. That's interesting. For FU sake says the Cummins part system just sucks, doesn't it? Rebuilding a KTA and going through the same issues as you. Nobody seems to know anything or give an S. Yeah, I don't like their part system at all. If I understood QuickServe better, maybe I could go on there and figure it out. Avigator says I'd probably get more excited to do rod and main bearings if I could lay my truck on its side. I agree. There's nothing worse than doing it in frame. I don't know about liner O-rings, D6C says, but Astroglide works wonders on kitchen cabinet drawer glides and other things. Oh, Jim Kratzer says, any chance you're going to order a balancer from Bruce like you did when you N-acerted New Kenny? And I told him, I says, I'm going to Matt's, and I am. I'll be there at the Switchblade booth. So if you're there, come see me. Anyway, I says, I'm going to Matt's, so I'll find Bruce and buy one. I think he's not happy that I didn't buy everything from him. I talked to him on the phone, and that's the impression I got. TK Hassett says, you have a wealth of knowledge most can only dream of gaining in a lifetime. Thanks for sharing the progress. Keep doing what you're doing and stay safe. Motivates me to keep making videos. I don't know everything. You don't know everything. So, I'm still learning. Glinda Bevan says the best thing to do is ask someone who you trust and has done this more than once than you do, what you do best and are happy with, and everything will be right on what you want. Jeff wins a lot more than he messes up, so I trust your judgment more than most on the Cummins rebuild by a cat specialist. Paul Buckles says, learning a lot from your videos, thanks. I go on YouTube and watch other videos of guys working on N14s. And I don't agree with everything they're doing, but I just kind of sit back and I go, they're doing the best they can. They're doing what they know to do. Just because it's different than what I do, there's no reason for me to criticize them. It's just a natural human thing to want to criticize somebody and tell them they're not doing it right. But, I'll read your comments and gain something from it, because a lot of guys have done this and they have good advice. So I don't blow the advice off just because it's not what I've done. I mean, I like all sides of people's opinions. Anyway, enough of that. You've already clicked off. So let me just leave you with this. I'm an older man, so you can trust what I say.